So anyway, we should have what? A copy of National Building Code of the Philippines, which could be downloaded particularly from the website of DPWH. You can look it up from the DPWH website and download it for free. And also, on the your right, you can see codes for homeowners, which carries with it current codes, building codes in the United States, which they're using about what? Electrical plan, mechanical plan, plumbing plan, and building plan. So again, building plan is a type of a plan which is equivalent to architectural plan. So in our country, a civil engineer can do building plan and sign this as a responsible professional. Okay. And you can also what? Have your own favorite textbook. You can have your own favorite textbook. Don't limit yourself with one or two. So if you really want to know, if you really want to study, okay? If you really want to learn, okay? That is the key word. Okay? Because we can be a graduate of something without learning anything. Okay? You can do it. Just pass the course. Pass every course and then graduate without knowing anything. No, without knowing anything is an what? Exaggeration. Of course, you will know something, but to exaggerate, dramatically exaggerate, okay? The real situation of some graduates, okay? That's why those graduates very seldom they become a licensed engineer. They become an engineer sometimes because of luck, but mainly they will not become a licensed engineer. Okay? They just graduate. No? And we have on your screen our what grading system. Again, we have different percentages for attendance, recitation, quizzes, assignment, activities. So I will be giving many activities and minimum one activity per week. So small activity like answering question, making comments, giving your opinions, and some bigger project, okay, like writing a technical paper of minimum 10 pages, okay, because we have to prepare you to train you for what? Communication. And communication is not only verbal. Mostly we communicate in writing. We communicate by drawings. Okay, engineers communicate mostly by presenting specifications, standards, okay, assumptions, and also what? Engineering plans. One of the slogan will tell you that drawing is the language of engineer, okay? Because that is true in what? In construction area, okay? So sometimes we need to write technical document that includes drawing and also includes what? Writing, essay, sentences, okay? Your technical take on the matter, your opinion on the matter, that would what? That would allow you to express your not only opinion but your engineering judgment. Okay? engineering decisions, okay? Engineering opinion. So we are training you. So you have to be what? To be focused enough and willing to learn English language. Just like myself, I am still learning the English language. My daughter, who is just what, 5 years old, is better than me in English, okay? Because she is a native English speaker, but I know how to speak, write, and understand in Japanese. That is my advantage. Okay. So I'm not so much proficient. I'm just an average level proficient in English, but that is my starting point. I am still learning everything. Okay. So, writing, verbal communication in English, because you might be having your future career in other countries, and you can what? You cannot choose our language, our local dialect in those area. Okay, so you have to be prepared. Even in our own country, you cannot pass or submit a technical document in our own language. You have to write it on English. Okay, so that's why we have to what? To practice it and allow ourselves to be corrected by others. It's very important to be corrected by others, because later on we will gain additional knowledge. We will earn the correction. Okay, it's better to be corrected actually. Yeah, I would like others to correct me. If others correct me, I will gain something. They are not. They are not gaining anything. Okay, so I would even thank them for those corrections, because I will gain something, and they are not gaining anything out of it. Okay, so the bad thing about correcting other people is when you are correcting other people, when you yourself is even lower than those people. Okay, so it's no, it's a bit too much. Okay, so as a teacher, I would be glad to judge your performance fairly, judiciously, and doing so, I would like to always do it. Although, as a human being, I cannot promise that I will not commit mistake. But as my what my intention, I would avoid anything. So these are type of the what ethical issues. This is what additional responsibility of a professional. So I can what I can just lay back and give you all the acceptable grade without thinking, without what, without computing, without making it harder for myself. I will just give you everything. I will just actually ask you, what do you want the grade to be? Okay, what do you want your grade to be? Do you want it 1.25? Okay. So I will not what, bother with it, and will not make it harder for myself. But this is one example of ethical responsibility. Okay? So, similarly, we have to perform those ethical responsibility as an engineer in the construction field. Okay? So, as an engineer, you don't need to inspect. You just have to what? Sign the inspection report and blindly approve. Okay? But because that is unethical and you have to do it the right way, you have go out of yourself, you have to take the initiative, you have to suffer and sacrifice because you have what? Ethical responsibility. Okay? These things, we are willing to prepare you for your future careers. Okay? So, I am showing you so that later on, you are not going to get just the grade. You are going to get the learnings, which is more important than the grade. Okay? What is the importance of 1.0 grade? When you don't able to answer. Okay? Okay? Can you plant your, oh, everybody, look, I have 1.0. I will post it on the social media. But when somebody asks you a question, you cannot answer. What is the advantage you can take out of that? So if you post something, for example, your grade 1.0, expect everybody to ask you a question and you are expected to answer them correctly 100%. So it is an extra burden which is not necessary. Anyway, it's not necessary. You just have to burden yourself with that. It is simpler not to burden yourself with that extra pressure. Okay? It is better not to burden you that without extra pressure. Anyway, engineer's license, if you get it, it doesn't say 1.0 in your license. Okay? Awards, medals are only important during elementary and high school. This is college. This is preparation for your career. But that is not in the form that I am not proud. I will be proud if you really are. If you really are 1.0, I would expect you to answer all the questions, and I am very proud with that. I would be very proud, particularly if you pass the board exam and very high rating on the board exam. I would be really proud. What I'm saying is, the grade should correspond to your level of learnings. So I don't really like to receive myself a grade of 1.0 or high grades without knowing anything. Okay? So just an average. Even our president, there are so many times our president said that he only received barely passing, but he became president, and those award winners, those honored graduates are what? Are his what? Are his employee. That is true. What is the I tell you, what is the advantage of being an honor student? What is the advantage? To be an employee of a 75 passing person? What is the advantage? Okay? Can you plant it on the that is what? For selfishness or self recognition, Okay, so doesn't mean any additional advantage actually. No. So if you know something, you learn it and apply it, that is the most important thing. If you apply it, meaning you did not waste your time. So you learn it, apply it, and you gain what? Profession out of it. You become professional, meaning you are earning, you're living with that information, with that knowledge. That is the true important thing, because that is actually the goal of going to school. This is the goal of going to school. Getting an honor, getting a medal is not the goal of going to school. Okay? We are going to school because we want to earn a living for our future and families' satisfaction, our families' benefits. Okay? So, but just like what I've said, if you really are, I will not hesitate to give you 1.0. I will not hesitate. You can receive 1.0 if you really deserve. I don't care. If you are deserving, you can get anything from me. Okay. Okay. So because of ethical responsibility, I would like to be fair. Okay. I'm just saying that because I would like to connect to 95% of you who are not honor student like me. Okay? I don't have a problem with honor student. They can have their medal, they can have their reward, they can have their awards, they can have their recognition, and I would be proud of them. But to connect and to give encouragement to 95% of you who are not honor student, I am saying you have a chance. If you just take your chance seriously. Okay? That's what I'm saying. So what about the terminologies involved in our course title? So engineering utilities. What do you mean by engineering? Oh, as a third year student, do you know what is engineering? Okay. Do you want me to ask you one by one what is engineering? Okay. So I can give you what is engineering, what is utilities, and what is what building system design. So what do you mean by utilities? Utilities are those when we are talking with a context of engineering, building utilities means those services like what? Like electric. So we call that electric utilities. Communication, we call that communication utilities. Water, so water utilities, water resource and utilities. Okay. So there are so many utilities, particularly in other countries, because they have what? They have gas utilities. So meaning to say, for example, in those countries with what? Winter, if they are experiencing winter season, they will have gas in order to what? To have a heating provision and mechanism or system devices in their homes, so that during winter they would be what? Comfortable enough. Okay. So, and what do you mean by gas utilities? There is a pipeline coming out from a gas distribution company connected to every home, each and every home. much like in the same way that there is a pipeline from water utility company going, distributing water going into each and every home, in each and every building. Okay, the same is true with electric utility company. Okay, they have what, wiring that distributes electric power going to each and every building. The same with what, communication system. Okay, but nowadays communication system goes wireless, so that's why it is not seen, but there, this is the same. We do not see, but still there is a source of what, energy that enables communication to be sent and received. And there is a communication utility company that would distribute those energy from their communication lines to your residence, whether it is wired or wireless. Okay, we do not see the Wi-Fi signal, but obviously we utilize, right? Utility meaning we utilize their what, services. Okay, so those are the things that we usually encounter in civil engineering construction. They will put up what, it is very important to us, civil engineering, because they will put up system, devices, equipment that will what, sometimes adjust our what, our wall, our structural elements, okay? The location of what, of beams. Okay, so for example, there is a what, a big panel box, so we have to adjust our wall in order to what, cover that box. Okay? So those are some of the what, the information we need. So those are the things that we expect as a utility. So therefore, those services, electrical, water, gas, communication, what else? Those are what we call utilities. Okay. Okay. So usually they are being produced, distributed, and served in to each and every building or residence. And as a user of those utilities and energy, we have to pay, for example, monthly. We are paying, for example, water bills, electric bills, telecommunication bills. Okay? So we are paying those things usually monthly. Okay? So those are the examples of utilities. What is the relationship of that with our building system design? I repeat, building system design is so much related to utilities because building system design is a professional course of civil engineering because we take into account those utilities. We consider them in our own design. So building system design is equivalent to architectural design, wherein we have to what? To plan our floor, okay, floor plan, first floor plan, second floor plan, and so on. elevation plan, okay, and so on. We need to include utilities in those plans. So that's why it is really related to us as a future professional civil engineer. Okay? So that we have to talk about utilities, not just an idea. We need to have an idea on how they do their job, but we need to have a professional idea, not just a shallow idea. We need a professional information so that we can include them, consider them in our own work of making up a building design. So these things are the important things, definition of our terminologies emanating from or used in the title of our course. So I think we have to remember we have the word design, and again, the design is the process of establishing physical, meaning when we are designing, we need to know, we need to find out, we need to determine sizes, dimension, sizing of important materials. So when we are a civil engineer, we want to size the material, structural materials. Okay. When we are an electrical engineer, we need to size the wirings, okay, the safety devices, the protective devices. Okay. So we have to size the lighting. Okay. So those are some of the things we need to do when we say design. So very different things. When we are a mechanical engineer, we need to size the equipment. For example, pump. We need to size the pump. Okay. For example, for what? For emergency pump, for firefighting, for fire protection. We need to size it. We need to size the air conditioning system. Okay. So buying an air conditioning system is not what? A guesswork, is not random sizing. A mechanical engineer would be able to do it properly, sizing it with respect to the area concerned, with respect to the number of people who will utilize the area. Okay. Okay. So a small area with so many people is different from a small area with 1 or 2 people alone. Okay. So sizing of air conditioning is under mechanical. So different, very different way how we interpret design. So a mechanical engineer would think like that, no? When they encounter the word design. But as a civil engineer, we have also our own point of view when we talk about design. Okay, we even have design for strength, design for serviceability, design for durability, design for constructability, economy, and for example, stability. But when we are talking of fire protection, when we are talking of electrical, one of the most important things for design is design for safety. When we are talking of fire protection and electrical, design for safety. Okay, when we are talking of mechanical, we may talk about design for stability. Okay, reliability, design for precision, design for accuracy. Okay, sometimes it is also included in civil engineering, the design for stability, but Nowhere in civil engineering you can hear the word design for precision and accuracy. Those are the design usually used by computer engineers, by electrical engineers, by electronic engineers, even mechanical engineers, but not civil engineers. We do not have design precision, design accuracy. Okay? It doesn't mean we do not take it as a goal to be precise enough, to be accurate enough, but the level of technology, the level of knowledge, the level of research in our field, in our civil engineering field, is not comparable to the level of precision that is being used in mechanical engineering. For example, mechanical engineer designing what? Designing a bullet train in Japan. Do you know how precise and accurate the bullet train is? Okay. So the bullet train, for example, the latest maglev car in Japan, maglev, magnetic levitation in Japan. Okay. 0.3 mm, the car must be what? Levitated. Okay. And after levitation, it must what? Accurately get to what? Normal and maximum speed. Okay. So civil engineering discipline has a long way to go, but we do not say civil engineering is useless. Okay, civil engineering is very much important as it is today. However, when we talk of design, we are not using those terminologies. Okay, understood? So there are specific terminologies that are being used by different disciplines. Okay. So when we talk of design, the commonality between these engineering fields are they are sizing something. Okay. When we talk of industrial engineering design, we are not actually sizing physical things. Okay. We are sizing idea. We are sizing concept. Okay. We are sizing social relationship. Okay. So not really the rigid meaning of sizing, but we are establishing properties. We are establishing desired characteristics. Okay. So even industrial engineering, engineers has a design. Okay. So in this course, we have different view from different engineering discipline, and therefore please expect something different from this and something new, and therefore you should be able to involve yourself, engage yourself with our lecture videos. Okay. So in this video, I will let you answer the following as an activity for this week. To search again from CMO, okay, compare the old and the new one. Okay, in terms of number 2, new specification and references.